Hello and welcome to WPCAMR Video Diaries. I'm Andy McAllister. This week we highlight the Conservation District Watershed Specialist program with a visit to the Westmoreland Conservation District, where we talk to Watershed Specialist Rob Cronauer about his work and the future of the Watershed Specialist program.
To lose the Watershed Specialist position would be pretty dramatic, detrimental, I think, statewide, and I would say certainly here in Westmoreland County, because you would lose a lot of the work that I'm doing, and a lot of that work is putting projects on the ground. For the most part, a lot of my job is project management, of acquiring grants and permits and all the paperwork that goes into it, but also the end result of putting stormwater controls in place, putting erosion controls in place, putting stream bank habitat in place. All those sorts of things would go by the wayside if the Watershed Specialist position was to be cut out. And through all the projects that get put on the ground, I'd like to think that they have even better benefit through public education, through all the watershed groups I worked with, their newsletters, publicize all that good work that's being put on the ground, which I would like to think breeds more of that work.
The men and women employed as Watershed Specialists wear many hats, as their day-to-day work can cover a range of subjects from abandoned mine drainage to stormwater to education and everything in between. I spoke with Rob about some of his many projects in Westmoreland County, beginning with the stormwater control practices on the Conservation District's property.
Well, some of this project coincides with what you see at Greenfield, in that probably the most notable feature, it's kind of hard to see from the ground, is that it has a green roof. It doesn't have the typical roof above your head or above the head of the employees in there. It has plants growing. Plants are mostly sedums, a type of plant that can grow in dry and moist conditions. And the idea there is much similar to the basin that you see here. It controls stormwater runoff. Rather than water hitting the roof and running off immediately into the nearby streams, as 99.9% of roofs do, it actually soaks up the water like a sponge. Some other functions are similar features, some ground features that we see around the area are some rain gardens that are controlling some roof runoff. And something else that's very unique, like the green roof, is our porous pavement. You wouldn't notice it unless you point it out. It looks extremely similar to regular concrete or asphalt, except that it is porous. When you pour water on it, it kind of disappears. It disappears down into the ground, and it's a groundwater recharge thing rather than typical parking lot where it just runs right off into the creek.
The County Conservation District Watershed Specialist program has been an integral part of Pennsylvania's watershed movement for 10 years and has provided much needed support to the state's watershed groups, municipalities, and the general public. What types of projects do you work mostly on in your job?
Most of the projects obviously are water quality and water quantity related. Mostly it involves improving the stream, and it can really range from anything from stormwater control, dirt and gravel roads work, and a lot of stream bank protection.
And how prevalent is AMD in Westmoreland County?
AMD is huge here in Westmoreland County. Most of our problems are of the alkaline nature and a lot of iron. Fortunately, we don't have a lot of the acidic problems that some counties do. We do have some, but we work with primarily Swickman Creek Watershed Association and Wilhanna Watershed Association. Those are the biggies that have most of the AMD problems in the county, and we like to acquire grants with them in conjunction with them to install projects like Lober, Brinkerton, a lot of projects up in the Wilhanna. State was Monastery Run, and that was a success then, and it's a success today also, and we've built off of that. I think we have 10 plus systems here roughly in the county, and we're continuing to build on that even this year. I certainly wouldn't be able to do my job without all the partnerships we have. We have a great district, number one. We're so close physically to people like NRCS. We have a great parks department here in Westmoreland County. Of course, we have WPCAMR, which is right next door, which is so influential to us. We have 6 watershed associations in the county, some more prevalent than others, but we work with all of them, and they're the brunt of the workforce out there. The watershed associations that we're blessed with here in Westmoreland County, I kind of act as a liaison between them and DEP and a lot of the paperwork that comes along with getting grants and permits and those sorts of things. I'd like to think I help them put a lot of projects on the ground with going through a lot of the paperwork process, because for the most part they're volunteer organizations, volunteer boards. They're not familiar with a lot of the paperwork that they need to do that I do on a daily basis. So what I can hammer out for them in a few short hours would take them days or weeks to track down what they need to do.
There's no question that the Watershed Specialists have been an integral part of Pennsylvania's environmental success stories. But there's a glitch. Most of the funding for that program stems from Growing Greener, Pennsylvania's 10-year-old environmental initiative. As you may already know, the Growing Greener program is slated to end in about a year from now, and along with the end of that program could come the end of the Watershed Specialist program. You can help preserve these jobs and the good work that our Watershed Specialists are doing by calling or writing your legislator and telling them how much we need our Watershed Specialists.